Nick Cray.
And so we're doing my sports interview today, so let's get these questions ready. So first question, so what is your job?
Right now I'm currently the Assistant Director of Football Operations here at NC State University.
Okay. And what impact do you feel like you make on the team?
Every day, I just try to make a little impact.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, I kind of live, my life is everyone has something to offer.
Mm-hmm.
I just come in and try and do the best job I can at my job, and I mainly deal with the players off the field. So everything and anything with the players off the field is what I handle. The coaches coach, and I'm with the players.
All right, cool. So how is your job different from everyone else's on the team?
Well, it's kind of there's an operations department. There's 5 of us, and we all wear many hats. We're kind of like the head coach's right hand man. We have a hand in everything in the program, from travel to budget to hotels, planes, buses, housing, scholarships, academics. We're kind of the middleman between everything that goes on in the program behind the scenes. There's a lot of wheels in motion, and as an operations staff, our goal is from day to day to make everything run as smooth as possible.
Awesome. That sounds cool. What was your major in college?
I majored in physical education at Eastern Illinois University, minor in driver's ed and health. So I originally went to college and I wanted to be a high school PE teacher and coach high school football. I just had a passion for that, and I was like, my PE teachers and my high school coaches seemed like they had a great time, and I was like, they love what they do, and I thought that's what I wanted to do too.
That's awesome. And I was actually about to ask you, why did you choose this?
When I came down this route, kind of what I've done, when I got to college and I was playing college football at Eastern Illinois, I saw the passion that my college coaches had for the game. And I thought, well, let me try college athletics, and if it doesn't work out, I have something great to fall back on with high school and going back to high school and coach high school football. And it kind of just took off from there. I enjoyed it. I love still being part of the team, never letting that go. And I coached 2 years at my alma mater, went over to Villanova University outside Philly. I coached 2 years there, and it wasn't until I moved on from there to Yale that I started going more in the front office. Now, I didn't go to Yale. I didn't have to take a test to work at Yale, but it was an eye-opening experience in the fact that I started doing more off-the-field stuff, and I found that I really enjoyed it. I found it fit my personality a lot better. I found that I was able to connect with the players one-on-one, and that's what I enjoyed most about it. So it took off from there, and I went from there to Ball State for a short time, 10 months, and then I came over here to NC State University.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So, what do you feel like has been like one of your biggest challenges as far as working in the operations department?
One of my biggest challenges, probably, I would say honestly, is you have to be extremely detailed and organized. That wasn't always the case when I was growing up. I had my stuff down through classes and stuff like that. It was never been a problem. But you have to be very, very detailed in this job. And you have to write everything down, and you have to, remember a lot of different things. So just training myself to be in that mindset, and, making myself do my due diligence and making sure I was on top of everything. I'd say that was when I first started off in the career, even as coaching, to making sure that I did that. And that's why I wish someone prepared me a little bit better going through college to be able to pay attention more to that specific characteristic.
So it's like basically all the little things, so all right, for example, so would you be on the road recruiting? Like, do you travel and so you help those guys do that as well?
So in a smaller setting, a smaller school with recruiting, I would make the itinerary, so to speak, for a recruiting visit. At a bigger university here, we have our own recruiting department that does recruiting operations, and they do the itinerary for that. Now, it's all hands on deck, so our operations department helps out recruiting when that official visit happens, and we make it the best possible visit that we can.
Okay.
But it's now when you're at a bigger program, you kind of hone in on what you do in your skill set, and you're not spread thin. So there's a lot of different people to do, a lot of work, which is nice.
Okay. Because that brings me to the next question. So what's your personal process when going about your job? So, what do you feel like you do that puts you in the mindset to do your job to the best of your ability?
I would say what sets me apart, what puts me, any guy sitting in this position at any school can easily say, I work hard, I grind, I work a lot of hours. I think what sets me apart from what I do is my personality and my ability to connect with guys. I work with a lot of different people.
Yeah.
Guys on the grounds crew, whether it be food, dining, academics, people on campus, people in the athletic department, players. Everyone works in a different way. Just like a coach coaches players, like in a room, a coach can't coach everyone in that room the same way. It doesn't work. Like everyone ticks differently. And I feel like I do a pretty good job at finding out how that person works or how that person ticks or fitting in with their personality. And I feel like that's a characteristic I have that really sets me apart from a lot of different operations guys that just go about their business and they get things done, where I'm more of a personal guy. I want to get to know the players. I want the players when I come in, they don't know me. They don't know anything about me. But by the time I'm there for a while, I want them to enjoy being around me. I want them to like being there and being with me and coming to me and be able to come to my office and talk to me. I like that personal relationship with the guys.
Okay, that's awesome. So, per se, if you could choose another job to do in this department, what do you think it would be?
In this department?
Yeah.
So in athletics or just
athletics.
in our football building?
Yeah, I'd say in our football building. If you could choose any other position, what would it be?
Any other position? That's a good question. You know what? I've done video. I've done coaching. I've done recruiting. I've done all that stuff, and it kind of led me to where I'm at. And I've done all that, and I've sat there late nights and like, oh, I'm like, I can't, this is not where I want to be. I've done a lot of that stuff, and I found I tell myself man, I'm really truly blessed to be in the position I'm in. And it's funny, a lot of guys, they're like, man, you got the good job, you like the operations, the way to go. I feel like I love doing what I do. I love, doing the meals. Some guys are like, I can't believe you like doing that. I like doing that. I like doing the pregame meal. I like that stress. I like all that stuff. I don't know. I'm really, really happy with the position that I'm in. I really am.
That's awesome. So what is your workplace environment like?
Here, it's different everywhere I've been, but here with our operations guys, we're very, we get the job done. There's no egos. We leave our ego at the door. We all work together to be the best operations department in the ACC. That's our goal. We're not here to say, let's do it this way, it's my way, this way. We work together really well through our operations department, and we're pretty relaxed. We're not uptight. We're not, when we go places, we're not on edge. We don't feel like people work. That doesn't work best for people. People are going to work for you if they know you care about them and you know that they want to be there for you and work with you. So that's kind of our mindset. We treat people how we'd want to be treated, and very respectful. And we have fun. It's like we work with our friends. It's like a friendly environment. So it's not many jobs you can say, come to work like you're going to go work with your buddy.
Okay. So leads to my next question. Do you feel like there's a lot of diversity, or do you feel like it's diverse in this whole? I'd say as a whole entity in the football.
As our staff, yeah. As our staff, I'd say we have one of my most diverse staffs I've ever been around. And looking across the board in the ACC, SEC, our staff's one of the most diverse staffs, and I love it. Yeah. Everyone from everywhere brings something different to the table, and I think it's great to have people from different backgrounds, and it's enjoyable.
Yeah. So, would you have, if you could give someone in your position any words of wisdom or any steps to like leap them forward into like that next role, what would you give them?
I would say everyone starts off somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Don't be, if things aren't going right or you want to get to the next level and you want to do this, it'll get there. It's going to come. Don't be discouraged. I have guys that call me, I have guys that text me like, man, I'm trying to get where you're at. I'm trying to be up at this level. Like, man, listen, I understand. Like, I've been there. I've been living in a storage closet for 2 years making $625 a month.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I've done that. And it makes me appreciate this opportunity that much more.
Mm-hmm.
But just work your hardest at the job you currently have, and everything will fall in place.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for a reason.
Okay.
And it all ends up happening for the best. So just to not get discouraged, to keep grinding, work hard, and everything will end up working out for the best.
All right. So, and in saying that, do you feel like what 3 skills per se do you think that a person to get your job or in order to obtain where you're at, what 3 skills do you think like someone would need to have?
I definitely say you have to be organized.
Mm-hmm.
You definitely have to be organized. And the other thing I was saying with your personality, you have to know how to work well with other individuals.
Mm-hmm.
You can't be closed off. You can't be, some jobs you sit there 9 to 5, you can sit at the desk, you don't have to say anything. You can shoot emails out to people, and that's it. Or this job, you have to know how to work well with other people.
Okay.
I've seen guys that, don't. Like, they just are real uptight. They make everyone else uptight, and that's just not a good way to work.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like, if you have a good personality and you work well with others and you're organized and you're like a real go-getter, you want to get things done. So you're not just here, this is my job, this is what I'm doing, but you look at other things that could possibly make the program better. That's going to make you shine. Like, that's what's going to set you apart.
I like that. I like
Yeah.
that. So this is my final question, and so you've gone through these processes. You've been at Ball State, you've been at Yale. So now looking forward, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
You know what? Right now, I don't have a wife or kids or anything like that. So I potentially want to see how the NFL operations department would work. With all the different NFL teams, a director of football operation does something different for every team.
Yeah.
One team, he might deal strictly with the budget. On another team, he might be more of a player liaison. On another team, he might be the special assistant to the head coach. On another team, he might do travel. But I kind of want to find a role and see how it is in the NFL. So, I mean, my personality, like, what drives me and what makes me, I want to be part of the best of the best. I wanted to come up here. I was in the MAC. I want to be part of the Power 5 conferences. So that's why I came here. I want to be part of the best with the best athletes.